So are we live? Is that a thing? Yes, it's a thing. Okay. Hi, everyone. This is an impromptu. Well, you can read the title. It's an impromptu live. I am going live because today we found out who the Hugo nominees are, and I was pretty excited because in the past I've been, I don't know, I've wanted to follow the Hugos and learn more about the Hugo Awards. And while I've always been very interested in which authors and which books win awards, especially after the hat trick trifecta trilogy, holy trinity of the awards that N.K. Jemisin won for the Broken Earth trilogy, I just feel like it's been important for me to know and follow what's been happening in the world of science fiction and fantasy awards. So, first of all, there are 5 of you. I just got home. First of all, there are 4 of you who are watching. Can you hear me? It seems like I can be heard, but the chat is open right now. So I'd like to know first if you can actually hear what I'm saying. Yes. And please feel free to say hello. So Girl Made of Words. Hello, Adrienne King. Hello. Thank you very much for saying hi and letting me know that I can be heard. Now, I haven't looked yet at the nominees. I've received no texts or anything like that, but I do know one person that got nominated. So I kind of got spoiled a little bit because I decided to take a look at my email. But I'm going to go into my email right now. Thank you for that thumbs. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm going to go to my email right now. And I will let you, and then we'll just start. We'll just we'll just talk about the Hugos. So, let me get my email open. So this year I joined, the finalists. Okay, the finalists. Okay, are we ready? Are we good? Okay, 7 people are in. Okay, let's start. So, I'm just going to read the email that I got today. So, hello members of DISCON 3. So, I'm now a member of DISCON 3. And you'll see what this means. So we are honored to announce the finalists for the 2021 Hugo Awards. Astounding Award for Best New Writer and Lodestar Award for Best Young Adult Book. This list can be found on our website and at the bottom of this email. Okay, so here we're going to get into some stats, everyone, okay? So there were 1,249 valid nominating ballots, 1,246 electronic and 3 paper received and counted from the members of the 2020 and 2021 World Science Fiction Conventions for the 2021 Hugo Awards. So if you are a member, voting on the final ballot will open later in April with an opportunity for voters to have more time, as voting will close on November 19th, 2021. So you can vote between late April and November 2021. If you're a member and you are interested in like voting and stuff like that, put that in the chats. It'd be nice to know because this is my first year. So I'm new to the process. So what are the Hugo Awards? The Hugo Awards are the premier award in the science fiction genre, honoring science fiction literature, media, and the genre's fans. The Hugo Awards were first presented at the 1953 World Science Fiction Convention in Philadelphia, PhilCon 2. They have continued to honor science fiction and fantasy notables for more than 60 years. So let's pause for a second and consider what this means. Recently, Tommy asked me how knowledgeable I was about American history because I kind of disclosed my ignorance about when the Reconstruction era actually happened. So tell me, what's the significance of the year 1953 in Philadelphia? I don't know that there's any specific historical significance, but you in the chats, if you're from the US, when you hear the year 1953 and think about the 1950s, what was happening in the US at the time? Because I think that, you know, the times certainly impact what gets written, right? So, you know, what does it mean that we have been honoring science fiction and honoring it with awards since that time? So in the chats, 1953 in Philadelphia. What was happening in 1953? Let's see what Siri says. A video announcing all the finalists and hosted by Malka Older and Cherie Renee Thomas, hosts of the Hugo Awards ceremony to be held in 2021, is available to watch on Discon's YouTube channel. So after you watch this, you can also go to Discon's channel and see the video announcing all of the award recipients. Okay. All right. So let's just go right down to the bottom. All right. So let's see. I'm going to start from the last award and work my way up because I want to. Okay, so the Astounding Award for Best New Writer. Here are the finalists. Let me know if you know any of these people because their names do not look familiar to me. Lindsay Ellis, Simon Jimenez, Micaiah Johnson, A.K. Larkwood, and Jen Lyons. Do you know any of these names? I'm wondering who Micaiah Johnson is, but these are the Astounding Awards for Best New Writer. So the good news is, okay, somebody is saying Micaiah. Someone's very excited about Micaiah. I mean, that was, you know that I read Black science fiction and fantasy, so it shouldn't be a surprise to you that I'm looking to see who all the Black people are. So let me just look. I'm going to go to another page. So Micaiah Johnson. I do not know who Micaiah Johnson is. So Micaiah, The Space Between Worlds. Okay. So that is exciting. I don't know very much about Micaiah Johnson's work, but congratulations. Okay, let's see what people are saying. Yes, Micaiah, you've heard Lindsay Ellis, never read them. You're finishing The Space Between Worlds, Kievs. Okay, awesome. Hey, Jocelyn. Space Between Worlds. Okay. Okay, great. Well, I guess we're super excited. So if you want to help me figure out who I'm voting for, then there we go. So that's the Astounding Award. Okay, so this is fun. Hi, guys. So fun. Okay. The second award that I'll talk about is the Lodestar Award for Best Young Adult Book. Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, published by Swoon Reads. So obviously Audrey is somewhere freaking out. A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, published by Del Rey. Ilazzo, Dark Little Badger, published by Levine Querido, I think. Legendborn! So Legendborn by Tracy Dion has been nominated for the Lodestar Award for Best Young Adult Book. Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. That's amazing. And A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. Okay, so this is exciting. I've definitely read Legendborn and I loved it. So awesome, Tracy. And Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. I haven't read it yet, but it is on my shelves. So that is something that needs to be read. And Questions. Yes. Congratulations, Legendborn. And yeah, so that's good. So family, do we need to do a Raybearer read along buddy situation? Is that something that we have to do? So that's super exciting. So I'm really happy. I'm super exciting. So Elatso is an Indigenous author. And Beth, have you read, okay, so Darcy Little Badger is the author of Elatso. So have you read that? Okay, there's a request for a read along for Raybearer. So Kievs, what I'm going to ask you to do is just like in the comments after this is done, just feel like, can we do a read along for Raybearer? And I'll try and make it happen. It has to, as long as we do it before December, I think we can handle that. I say now. Okay, best video game. So I'm just going to go. So best video game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, obviously. And I've been known to play Animal Crossing. So fun fact, Tati at Musical Tati and Brittany from Melon and Eclectic got me into Animal Crossing, and I have like, I enjoy it. So I have a Switch, and it's the only game that I've played so far. And I don't know, Animal Crossing got me through parts of the pandemic. So it's probably going to win. The other games are Blazeball, Final Fantasy VII, Hades, The Last of Us Part 2, and Spiritfarer. So Spiritfarer is actually the other game that I own. I haven't played it. I'm going to start playing it soon. I'm like new to gaming. So yes, but this is great. Spiritfarer and Animal Crossing are two games that I like. Spiritfarer. So let's see what you have to say. You're curious to see my island. Yes, you can come and see my island. Although I want you to tell me what you think it's like first, and then you can come. Okay, best fan artist. Now, I don't follow fan artists, so here we go. Ian J. Clark, Cyan Daly, Sarah Felix, Grace P. Fong, Maya Hato, and Leah Rose. Do you know any of these people? Hi, Emery. So let me know. So Ian J. Clark, Cyan Daly, Sarah Felix, Grace Fong, Maya Hato, and Leah Rose. Okay, so the next category is best fan writer. So we've got, I don't recognize these names either. Cora Buellert, Charles Pacer, Jason Sanford, Elsa Junison, Alistair Stewart, and Paul Weimer. So let me know if any of those names excite you. I do not know who they are, but congratulations to all of them for being finalists. That's amazing. Okay. The next category is, what is a fan writer? That's maybe somebody who writes fan fiction. So I think so. I think that's what that is. So if you know for sure, then there you go. But that's my guess. Okay. The next category is best fan cast. So Be the Serpent, presented by Alexandra Rowland, Freya Marsk, and Jennifer Mace. Claire Russo's YouTube channel, produced by Claire Russo. So Claire Russo is a booktuber, and she's got a channel in which she talks about science fiction and fantasy. So hello, Booktube. Congratulations for a booktuber getting a nomination. The Code Street podcast, presented by Jonathan Strahan and Gary Wolfe, Jonathan Strand, producer. So that's a podcast. And Culinati. And Culinati is actually my inspiration for doing a live show reaction, because Culinati did a live show reaction on her channel today doing her Bitch and Stitch. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Let me do that as well. Because I think when people inspire you to do things, you should say that they inspired you. So she inspired me. There we go. So Culinati is her Booktube channel. Her name is Rachel Culinati. And congratulations. So 2 booktubers nominated for Best Fan Cast. The Skiffy and Fanty Show, produced by Sean Duke and Jen Zink, presented by Sean Duke, Jen Zink, Alex Axe, Paul Weimer, and David Annandale. And then the last is World Building for Masochists, presented by Rowena Miller, Marshall Ryan Maresca, and Cass Morris. So those are the nominees for Best Fan Cast. So congratulations to everybody. But Claire and Rachel, congratulations, holding it down for Booktube. So that's so cool. Also, now I have goals of being nominated for a Hugo. Now that's on my radar, and now I'm just like, okay, good. I want to be nominated one day as well. Okay, Best Fanzine: The Full Lid by Alistair Stewart, Journey Planet, edited by a bunch of people, including Michael Carroll, John Coxon, Sarah Felix, Anne Gry, Sarah Guy or Gold, Alyssa McKersey, Eric Nunnally, Padraig O'Meloid, Chuck Surface, Stephen H. Silver, Paul Trimble, Aaron Underwood, James Bacon, and Chris Garcia. And then Lady Business, editors Ira, Jody, KJ, Renee, and Susan. Nerds of a Feather Flock Together, edited by Audrey Joy, Joe Sherry, The G, and Vance Cotria. Quick Sip Reviews, edited by Charles Pacer. Seems like. And then the Unofficial Hugo Book Club blog, Amanda Walkeruk and Olive Rockney. So, let's see here. Oh, cool. We've got some answers. The Best Fan Writer is a Hugo Award given each year for writers of works related to science fiction or fantasy, which appeared in low or non-paying publications. Great. It's a category for writers of related science fiction work like nonfiction. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, I love how we're like crowdfunding. Brandon says, I'm always excited about the fan categories because that's where folks get their props for doing stuff that isn't writing a story. That's great. I agree. Okay, so now Best Semi-Pro Zine and the... Okay, I just saw something. I'm so excited. Okay, so the first is Beneath Ceaseless Skies. I'm just going to read the name of the fanzine, the Semi-Pro Zine. So Beneath Ceaseless Skies, congratulations. Escape Pod. I need to look at Escape Pod, but Escape Pod. Fire Magazine of Black Speculative Fiction. Woo! I'm very excited. Congratulations, Fire. Podcastle. Uncanny Magazine, which is also amazing. Strange Horizons, also amazing. This is very, very exciting. So Strange Horizons, Uncanny Magazine, and Fire, Wicked. The others, congratulations as well, but like, you know where my heart lies, people. Okay. So the next category is Best Professional Artist. So we've got Tommy Arnold, Rovina Sai, Galen Dara, Maurizio Manzieri, John Picasso, and Elisa Winans. And I don't know any of these people, but congratulations to all of you. That is awesome. Okay. Best Editor Long Form. So we've got Nivea Evans, Sheila E. Gilbert, Sarah Guan, Britt Veed, Diane M. Foe, and Nava Wolf. I do not recognize any of those names. Congratulations to all of the finalists for Best Editor Long Form. Now, Best Editor Short Form. So yeah, Jocelyn, Ravina Kai, and Elisa Winans do amazing work. Awesome. Okay, I will definitely look out for those in particular. If you have recommendations of people I should research so I can vote for them, please let me know. Best Editor Short Form, Neil Clark, Ellen Datlow, Cece Finley, Mur Lafferty and SB Divya, Jonathan Strawn, and Sheila Williams. So congratulations to all of you. John Picasso did the cover of Black Sun. Thanks, Beth. That is cool because that cover was awesome. Okay, so now Best Dramatic Presentation Short Film. Doctor Who, Fugitive of Jadoon, written by Vinay Patel and Chris Chibnall, directed by Nita Manzoor. The Expanse, Guatemala, written by Dan Noack, directed by Nick Gomez. She-Ra and the Princess of Power, episode Heart, parts 1 and 2, written by Josie Campbell and Noelle Stevenson, directed by Jen Bennett and Kiki Manrique. Did you watch She-Ra? I loved She-Ra, so that's good. The Mandalorian, Chapter 13, The Jedi, written and directed by Dave Filoni. So I haven't watched The Mandalorian, although I think Tommy was telling you about that, but there's that. And then The Good Place, Whenever You're Ready, written and directed by Michael Schur. Okay, so that's exciting, but not as exciting as some of the other categories. What do you think of that? So Rowena Kai did the cover for Elazzo, Alyssa Winans for Fireheart Tiger, and Givo Books, Empress of the Salt and Sorrow, and When Tiger Came Down to the Mountain. Okay, come through with all of the knowledge here. Okay, the next category is Best Presentation, Long Form. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. The Old Guard, Palm Springs, Soul, and Tenet. So these are, okay. I haven't watched, I think I watched Tenet, I want to say. I don't know how I felt about it. I don't remember. So I guess that's how I felt about it. But I did hear a lot of stuff about Soul, a lot of problematic things about Soul and the portrayal of Black folks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Okay, Best Graphic Story. Now I'm getting back excited again. Die Volume 2, Split the Party. Ghost Spider, Volume 1, Dog Days Are Over. Invisible Kingdom, Volume 2, Edge of Everything. Monstrous, Volume 5, War Child. Once and Future, Volume 1, The King is Undead. And Parable of the Sower, a graphic novel adaptation written by Octavia Butler, adapted by Damien Duffy, illustrated by John Jennings. Yes! So, obviously, I haven't read any of these other ones. I've heard about Monstrous, but I don't know about the other ones. But I'm very excited about Parable of the Sower, and I want it to win because, obviously, I've read it. It's gorgeous, wonderful, exciting. Yes. Okay. Best Related Work. Beowulf, a new translation. Conzealand Fringe, created. So Claire Rousseau, Cassie Hart, Audrey Joy. I don't know what Conzealand Fringe is, but I think it was. Sorry, I got really excited because I saw something else. But Conzealand Fringe, that's Claire Rousseau, so you should check that out. Fiacon. Yes, so Fiacon got a nomination. So that's L.D. Lewis, Brent Lambert, Lori Casano, Vita Cruz, and the incredible Fiacon team. So congratulations, Fiacon. That is amazing. That's wonderful. Okay, George R.R. Martin can fuck off into the sun. Agreed. Or the 2020 Hugo Awards ceremony. Okay, that's good because that was awful. So I'm glad somebody talked about it, but I'm still here for Fiacon. A Handful of Earth, A Handful of Sky, The World of Octavia E. Butler by Linnell George. So that's amazing. Congratulations. I'm excited about that. And The Last BrawnyCon, A Fandom Autopsy on YouTube. I don't know about that. So that's going to be a very exciting category. Cool. And then Best Series. So the Dave Bad Trilogy by S.A. Chakraborty. Cool, I've heard of that. The Interdependency, John Scalzi. The Lady Astronaut Universe, Mary Robinette Cole. The Murderbot Diaries. I know that a lot of people are going to be really excited about that because people love them some Murderbot. October Day by Shannon Maguire. Is that one of the Lost Children thingies? And The Poppy War, R.F. Kuang. Okay, so for Best Series, that's wonderful. I have not read any of these, and I probably won't, but I'm excited to see R.F. Kuang there because a lot of people had a lot of feelings about that trilogy, and I'm really, really excited about that. So that's great. Okay. Best short story. Okay. Badass Moms in the Zombie Apocalypse by Ray Carson. A Guide for Working Breeds by Veena Jimin Prasad. Little Free Library by Naomi Kritzer. The Mermaid Astronaut by Yoonha Lee. Metal Like Blood in the Dark, T. Kingfisher. And Open House on Haunted Hill. So these sound very interesting, and I'm thinking I like seeing what publications the short stories are in because it helps me decide, what publications I should be reading more of, because I usually read more long form books, so anthologies and are sort of things that I don't read as often, and I don't get to as many e-magazines or magazines as I should, and that's where a lot of like new and younger writers or less experienced writers will write before they can get to long form, and it's a great way to learn more about who's up and coming. So I should do that. Njeri. Best novelette. Burn, or The Episodic Life of Sam Wells as a Super by A.T. Greenblatt. Helicopter Story by Isabel Fall. The Inaccessibility of Heaven by Aliette de Bodard. Monster, Naomi Kritzer. The Pill, Meg Ellison. And Two Truths and a Lie, Sarah Pinkster. So I have not really heard of any of these novelettes, and that is just what it is. So congratulations to everybody who is listed as a finalist in Best Novelette. Okay, Best Novella. I already saw the list. I'm very excited about it. Come Tumbling Down by Seanan McGuire. The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nguy Vo. Finna by Nino Cipri. Ring Shout by P. Djèlí Clark. Riot Baby by Tochi Onyebuchi. And Upright Women Wanted, Sarah Gailey. So I have read Ring Shout, and I think that P. Djèlí Clark is the master of the novella right now. So I'm so excited about Ring. Yep, Ring Shout is definitely there. So I'm very excited about Ring Shout. Congratulations, P. Djèlí Clark. And I love me a Tochi Onyebuchi. So congratulations on Riot Baby. I will say that of the two, I was more moved by Ring Shout. But I also thought Riot Baby was really wonderful. Like, it was really, really, really good. They're both excellent. I think Ring Shout, for me, had more of like a personal connection because of how I'm feeling about all of the violence against Black people in the US. And so I think that's where I am. But the Empress, I am seeing that The Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nguy Vo is awesome. So you're very excited to see that. So that's really wonderful. Okay. And this is the last award, and this is for Best Novel. Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhars. Yes, The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Very exciting. Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. Network Effect by Martha Wells. Piranesi by Susanna Clark. And The Relentless Moon by Mary Robinette Kowal. So, I haven't read The City We Became, although it's on my shelves. And Black Sun, I also haven't read. So there we have it. Those are the 2021 Hugo Award finalists. So I don't really have a summative view right now because I'm very new to the Hugos. Hey, Josh, you're just in time to hear my thoughts. So I'm very new to the Hugos. I like I know that they exist. I know that they're very important. I have followed the winners, but I've never really turned my mind to how to learn more about the awards. This is the first year I'll be eligible to vote. I would have gone to the convention. Like I want to get more knowledgeable about awards in general, because there are many, but also I want to learn more about the science fiction and fantasy community. And it's interesting for me, one of the reasons it might come as a surprise to some people that I'm not as knowledgeable about the Hugo Awards as I could be, or perhaps some would say should be. But here's my thing. Anytime you are involved with the establishment, you have to deal with all of the ways that the establishment favors dominant groups. And in science fiction, the establishment has favored white men forever. And we've seen, white women sort of get into the genre and also be favored over women of color, over trans folks of color, and indigenous writers. And so that's never been, it's never been sort of an attracting quality of the establishment, such that I would want to learn more about it. So I've always kind of been like, Hugos, who cares? I'll just see who wins, but like, I'm not going to try and be involved or whatever. But I decided that after N.K. Jemisin won, and after I started to hear more about the fact that booktubers were getting nominated, and that there were categories for people in the community who might not be writers, but who are creating content, or who are writers and who are creating content that might not be like the big stuff, but actually really encourages people to read and get involved. Like, I started to get so excited. And like, I will be honest with you, my participation in FIACon and my relationship with some of the people in FIACon, well, actually not some of the people, just one. I'm talking about LP Kindred. LP was a person who contacted me to invite me to participate in FIACon 2020. And I didn't know LP very well. He commented on a couple of my videos, and I could tell he was like super smart, but didn't know like who he was in the business. And once I got involved in FIACon, I started to feel like I was a part of a community, and I started to meet and just watch, not even like meet, but just watch through my screen all of these brilliant people. It's like everybody who's involved in FIACon, who's either like, whether they're in front of the screen or behind the screen, are just brilliant, stylish. God, they have style. Stylish, smart, like just kind-hearted and knowledgeable and blurty, and just it was just wonderful to see this community of lovers of science fiction and fantasy, and also science fiction and fantasy created by folks who experience marginalization, right? Folks who have an interest in a better future and better futures. So by getting involved in FIACon and just being a part of the chats and in the Discord and seeing people, I just thought, you know what, I actually feel better about connecting with science fiction fantasy community. Let me see what the Hugos have to say over here. And also, I think that there is value in trying to create a critical mass of critical readers who have an interest in disrupting dominant voices and introducing other voices into the fray. The other reason why I decided to pay more attention to the Hugos is my experience as a judge on the Booktube SFF Awards. And I don't know that I've actually talked about that experience much on camera. And what I'll say here is this, that any awards project is going to, anything that's about a popularity vote, anything that's about like who got hyped and the sort of echo chamber that results as that comes as a result of that, it's always going to reflect the most popular people, the most popular books, not necessarily the best ones. And one of the things that was really disheartening about the Booktube SFF Awards was that I found that I got the sense that people were voting based on hype as opposed to content. And I was very, very disappointed in the finalists and the lack of diversity. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't. I don't want to fight. I don't want to be in an environment where I need to fight to say, look, like, queer writers are great, writers of color are great, Black writers are great, like, you should read more. I didn't want to push that because I've been pushing those issues for a really long time, and I just wanted to celebrate. And like, the cool thing about FIACon is we were just celebrating. It's not like we had to say, oh, by the way, we should read more diversely. It just is. So I think that so for me, my decision to participate in the Hugos was because I see that there's a possibility for readers and content creators to influence the awards, to influence the readership, to influence and to lift up authors and writers and content creators. And I thought, let me give this a try and see how it goes. Plus, I thought COVID would be over and I would actually like get to meet people, because you know how I love to meet people. So anyway, so that makes participation for me. I guess the other thing I'll say is that I'm a niche reader, as you all know. I read Black science fiction and fantasy. And so because I read very narrowly, I know that I'm not going to know most of the people who have been nominated for things, because I read Black authors almost exclusively. So for me, I get excited when I see Black names on the list. I also get excited when I see authors of color, queer authors, trans authors who I've heard hyped by other people. For example, Cemetery Boys. And so I'm watching the awards and the finalists for that particular reason. So I don't think I'll ever be in a place where I'll be able to say, oh, I've read all 6 of the nominees and I can compare them against each other and vote for that reason. So it'll be interesting for me to think about how I position myself in light of the fact that my reading tastes are niche. So I'll leave it at that. I'm just going to look and see if there's anything else you guys have added here. Yes, definitely, C. Davis. There's a lot to add to the TBR list. Brian, you say, now that I'm a member, that means I can also get a packet with the short stories to read before voting. Ooh, very cool. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. I take it you're a member, Brandon. Is that what's happening? The magazine of fantasy and science fiction has a new editor. Yes, Beth, I know that. And actually, yesterday I attended a panel put on by Clarion West, and Cherie Renee Thomas was a speaker. And I think it's the first time I actually heard her speak, and she was phenomenal. The panel was facilitated by Nisi Shawl. And then there's also Maurice Broaddus and, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name, Laura Addison, Lisa Addison, Psychoraxis Sisters, the editor of that. So it was a wonderful, remarkable panel. And just like you, stylish, intelligent, beautiful, walk in the woods. Come through with the compliments on a Tuesday evening. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yogi, yes. Yogi the book, can't believe that was just last year. Seems like decades ago. And Brandon, about disrupting. That's why what you do is so rad. Thanks. Many who aren't in the know think the Hugos is an elite white thing when we need more marginalized fans to be willing to claim that space. So basically what Brandon said. Okay. And yes. Hi, Olivia. Nice to see you. You know what, Olivia? You deserve a nomination for a Hugo for like the defacing work that you do. We need to make that happen. So here's our project, everybody. Okay. So I'm going to end this live session. But what I want to say is, we as content creators on Booktube and as people who consume the content created by booktubers, we can shift things, right? Like, we can make a difference. My channel has at this point 9,000 subscribers, which happened last week, so I'm excited about that. But if every subscriber to my channel voted for a book, it would make a difference, right? So there is a potential for a critical mass to influence the ways that we lift up authors, and to influence with which authors we lift up. And I think that that disruption is really important. So what I would say is, if you are interested in learning more about the Hugos and all of the other awards, like there's the Locust, there's a NAMO, there's like the Tiptree, they're like nebulas. There's tons of awards out there that we, if you're interested, I know for me, it's a project to learn more about them, to learn how to get to become a member so that I can vote, and then to nominate, and over time to change the face of science fiction and fantasy. That's basically my plan. So if you're interested in that, then please stay tuned to this channel as we move forward, because that's going to be sort of our collective homework. All right, everyone. So I want to thank you. Hello, Fancy Hat Lady Reads. I'm sure you're super excited about Kalanani and Claire's. Oh my gosh, Chloe needs to be nominated for, and I'm thinking about all these people who need to be nominated for Hugos. But in any event, I'm super excited about the new reading that I'll be able to do, and sort of watching what the dialogue is going to look like. I'm super excited for all the people who are finalists, because, no matter who they are, whether we know them or not, everybody dedicates a ton of time to create content and to write for the pleasure of their audiences. So congratulations to everyone. And in particular, to my Black science fiction and fantasy fam, to my queer fam, to my people of color fam, my Indigenous writers fam. I'm very excited about what we're doing in science fiction and fantasy. I'm very proud to be a part of the readership. And thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Remember to read with purpose, and the Hugo Nomination Award will help you do so. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you in the comments. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.